Alright, hello everybody. I think I got everything under control. We've tried a new orientation and all kinds of other stuff. So, I also found out this cool video where someone used this website to like generate prompts for like different creatures and stuff. So I'm going to do that right here and right now, because that would be much fun. And this is random animal generator by Toomiz. So I'm just going to draw all of this randomly here, and that should just go ahead and get that done. So I think that would be fun. Alright, so just gonna do that. Sup hip, welcome to the stream. And then I'm going to research what that animal is. So that's something called a cedar wax wind. So let's do that, and this is gonna be the base, so that's gonna be kind of like the body of it. And the cedar waxwing is these birds. It's a sleek, highly social North American songbird. And yeah, this one is basically going to be all references because, well, I know about animals, but I don't know about the specific ones. So I'm going to be doing that. I made a short video with the same topic in mind. So here I am, and here we are doing this. So let's see, let's get a nice side view going here. So I'm just going to draw the bird looking like this. Don't know why I did that. Alright, so let's do that. Alright, so it's a bit kind of fluffy, so I can just make the lines just slightly jagged, and that would be good. I'm going to just like draw a tail for now as well, and then just like a little representative of its head, because the head is going to change, I assure you. Alright, so let's do that and that. Just a rough sketch of it. So let's go back to the generator. Click head. Commodore, from what I remember, that's some kind of lizard. So that could be like heading towards some kind of griffin-like entity, which could be cool. Alright, so let's do... Actually, it's the reverse way around if it's gonna be a griffin. But anyways, let's go ahead and... Oh, a Commodore is a dog. I never even... It's a real shaggy dog. I think it's the shaggy dog from that movie. Alright, anyways, this is how they look. So, for some reason it kind of reminds me of like a Rastafarian. But anyways, that's how this dog looks. So let's just erase this head right here. And erase a fair amount of the body. Alright, so let's just do something kind of like this. And that should be good. And now let's just go down to tools. I have my brush size at 3. Oh, and I found a cool new setting on my painting software. So I can actually move around the bar. So whenever I'm doing streams like this where it's just vertical, I can just go ahead and just change out how the stuff looks. So like instead of there being a bar at the side, you should be seeing absolutely nothing except for the art, which is very useful. Alright, so let's actually just have just just a hint of some hair here. Just a hint of dreads. Might be better if like some of it's that's good like that. So let's go ahead and get to the random part. It's probably learn my lesson and stop guessing. Like Pythons don't have ears, so let's just roll it again. Seola. It sounds like another type of lizard. If it is, I'll just let it remain earless because there's no ears to that thing. Alright, a Seola is some kind of deer, which is pretty neat. Alright, so let's do that. These are the ears I usually go for my fairy creatures. I also have that open. I have been doing a lot, and I made a lot of progress on that for the past few days. I think I completed like 20 panels or so. I actually have it open here. But I feel like making at least one creature because not really many folks are watching. But I would want to make just one more at least. I made one today already, but I feel like making more. So I'm going to. And you know what? I don't think the generator has horns, so I'm going to just go ahead and include the horns with it. Cause why not? Alright, so let's just do that. Let's increase this back to 3. Just have the ears go kind of like this, like so. But yeah, the other one that I made, you should check it out if you can. I posted it today, so it should be really easy to find. Let's just get the ear looking like that. Like right here, this creature is giving me more of like some kind of elvish vibe to it. Elf-ish. But yeah, it's just giving me those kinds of vibes. There's this little horns. And those kind of look like the antenna that's on the fairies. And so let's just do that. But yeah, that crazy fish-looking fella is apparently the first trillionaire now. So that's something. Wonder how long it will be until he like stops being one, because he's not really running those places very well. But who am I to judge? Alright, so let's go ahead and get some eyes going up in here. Mockingbird. You know what? I was going to switch it, but Mockingbird, this is a bird-based type, so let's go ahead and do that. Now, speaking of birds, there is a type of bird that goes and invades other nests, lays eggs, and just goes and... That whole bird is a nuisance. It's called a cuckoo bird. Like, those birds are horrible. Alright, so these birds have this kind of eye right here, and I will attempt to make it... Oh! There's some stuff right there. Let me just do that. Alright, all better. Okay. So, this guy's just gonna be front-facing, because, yeah. Alright, so gonna just do that. Right, so it's kind of like a normal eye, but I can add like more of the colors that's around it too. Right, so basically it's a yellow. Let's expand this and just make it darker. Alright, just about that and this. Gotta do some light brush work. So just that should do. Let's go ahead, switch that to a bit of orange, and actually I wouldn't really need to since I need to color it in a different way, but screw it, let's just do it anyways. So just something kind of like that. Alright, and let's just have that go over to the other side here. I didn't do that side as well, but that's fine. And let's just have this part be kind of gray. But that's not interrupting it much, so I'm just gonna leave that like that, because why not? Well, that's a mouthful and a half. Australopithecus. So I heard that name before. I think it's some kind of dinosaur. But with a name like that, I assume it was discovered somewhere in Australia. Alright, a southern ape, so basically a human. Or extinct human, and it's found in was found in Africa. Well, what's this for? The nose. Alright. This is how it looked, by the way. And so, gonna have some kind of weird looking creature by the end of this. So let's switch this back to black. Back to black you go. And let's see. But yeah, sometimes I think like YouTube, like shadow banned or something me, because I don't know what it is, but it's just crazy these days. But other YouTubers complain about it too, so it makes me feel as if it's not just me. So I'm just going to actually make these lines slightly thicker. And I don't know if this would be considered on the eyes or not, but I'm just going to add these little wrinkles right here. And I'm not going to connect them because I want the color of whatever to go through. So that's fine like that. And then let's just make this dark. Possum. Alright. I vaguely know how those look. I mainly look at the face of the possums, but I never look at the leg. So just gonna do that. Alright. The possum is too cute. It has to be fake. That one right there. Those ones there are more ideal possums. Right, so let's go ahead and let's do that one. Maybe I could have it seem like it's standing on its hind legs, so it could be interesting. I mean, it has a bird base, so it should only have two legs, but let's just go a bit wild here. Then hopefully the feet aren't too crazy. And so just short, stubby little legs, that should be more than enough. So let's go back to the random generator here. Feet. For a second I thought it said chicken feet. Yabby. Sounds like a mythical creature. But let's see what that is. Let's re-roll that. It's a lobster. Alright, so pool. I mean, sounds kind of cute. Might be interesting. Alright, so let's see what a chip poo is. Alright, dog. Let's re-roll one more time. I wanted this to be like random. Pick to lick. That's a fun word to say. Oh, that's the 10 everyone evolved from. A water fish. You know what? Let's just go with a tick to lick. Just because its name is funny. So, we're gonna go with that. This 10 is just going to have these weird, like, fin arms and legs. Which is a fine thing to have, I guess. But, just personally not for me. But hey, let's just go ahead and get it done. Alright, so let's erase some of this part. These little stubs are what the legs were going to be. So, let's just go put that to around right here. Now with how these legs look, let's actually do that. By the way, this part right here at the end is the tail. Tail was not done yet. It's just a part of the tail from the base model. Oh, I wonder... I'll have to do that in video form because, like, this painting program is paint.net. It's kind of like a Photoshop clone. So it could be interesting if I just, like, Photoshopped all the images together and see if I can mix it that way. That could be an interesting project. Because I never really used this as it was technically intended to. Alright, so just add in this because this kind of represents its fins and stuff. Which I don't like how that looks. So let's just start it from down here. Alright, that's more like it. Alright, so let's increase the brush size back to 3. Just gonna give like little points to the stubs, like so. I don't think the actual ones can bend like this, but I'm just gonna do that. Just to make more sense to me. Alright, so just gonna do that. Let's go ahead and do this here. I cannot hear the music, so let's just... like it. Alright, so let's also add some fin symbols to it. And by fin symbols, I mean like just some lines to show that, hey, these are fins. Now, I could have like done this in a different way that would have made it like more ideal. But this is fine for right now. Let's also just do that so it connects a little better when I do color it. I've barely slept. Alright, so yeah, at least that's looking pretty interesting now. Alright, so let's see what we got for the tail. A vole. I think that's some kind of mammal creature. Right. Yeah, it is a mammal. Let's see. Trying to find its tail. Should just search for its tail specifically. Vole tail. Yeah, it's just a regular mouse tail. If you saw a mouse, you basically saw a vole. Alright, so that's how it looked, by the way. Alright, so let's just have it go kinda like so. That was a bit of a sharp incline, so let's just do this to make it smoother. Alright, whatever, that's fine. Alright, this is a bit too long of a tail, so just gonna go kind of like that, and that should be good. Personally, for a creature like this, I would have added like a different, like more of a fin tint to the tail, but that's just me. Alright, so for the coat, see what we get. Carp. I'm still going to leave the fur on it because I like the Rastafarian look it's got going on there. Alright, so basically it's the scales. The scales match the rest of it, so wait, when did we get mount? Because mounts, I had eyes, nose, there's no mount on this? What? Alright, I guess I'll just add them out randomly because yeah. Alright, anyways. Actually, let's just add them out of the cart, because why not? Alright, so what this is it's going to be basically scales everywhere, so I'm going to tackle this in a different way. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just get this. Do I want the tail? Yeah, let's just get it to... I'm not going to have scales on the face because I don't really... Well, fish, they do have all kinds of scales. I can rework those into fins. So yeah, I'll get back into it too. Alright, anyways, let's just go up one layer. And this way I can do this more freely. Let's go to 2. Go something kind of like this. This is the easiest way to like draw scales, fellas. Alright, so I'm going to see how it would look like with just everything here. Because I managed to make it look good for the sea bass for that fairy comic offshoot. Alright, so that's good. Let's just go ahead and cut that. Let's go back down to this layer and reselect everything once more. Actually, let's increase the selection to that. Alright, that's good. There we go. Let's get the tail too, because why not? Go up to here. And what is it? So that works kind of, but not quite what I'm looking for. It looks more like a reptile. So I'm going to just do the less is more method and just have the scales going on. Hello, Invader. How are you? Doing great, Ape Green. My back is in pain, but I'm still fine. So, got this going on right here. That looks great. Thank you. Alright, so I'm going to just have the scales go kind of like this. Then I could just have like 3 like so, and then just 3 scales like that. And that should give enough of an implication of what I'm going for here. Alright, and cut, and let's just go, and for the last time, do this again. This will just make it easier to put these tins down when I... Yep, and these look much better. The mirroring kind of messes up the illusion a little bit. Oh, I kind of like how that looks. Let's see. Alright, I think I'm gonna go with horizontal for this one. It would be nice if there was a way to rotate it slightly, but that's not a thing that could be done with this specific program. So that's good. Alright. Alright, so got the carp going on right here. So let's just give it a cart mount. You know what? I know what I'll do. I'll just re-roll the head. And whatever animal's head is on that one, I'll just do them out there. We'll just do that before we get the color. Common European adder. Whatever that is. By the way, the other one only took 20-something minutes to make. This one is taking a little longer. And it's a snake mount. It doesn't really... Guess it would look like it's blowing a kiss or something. Since snakes always got their lips puckered up and stuff. Alright, so let's just go ahead and do that. Alright, so just have the mount stretch nice and far like that. Let's go ahead and extend this just a little bit. That should like hint at a snake mount just enough. Alright, so let's do that. Excuse me. Alright, my voice is going a bit. Alright, so alright, yeah. Yeah, it just looks like he's like blowing a kiss the audience. But yeah, this is one weird looking creature. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the coloring up in here. And I'm gonna do the coloring before I do the fins to rework the hair into fins. So over here you go. Color. Madagascar tree boar. Alright. Well, thank you, Ape Green. I'm glad you like it. They seem to have these interesting patterns to them. And so underneath them seems yellowed and they have this strange looking diamond shape. So that could be an interesting pattern to add. And since I added the scales over it already, this works extra well, so I don't have to like paint over the scales or anything. Alright, excellent. Alright, so by the way, this is how they look. If you're scared of snakes, like look away 5 seconds. See, this is how the tree boar looks. Alright, it is safe to look now. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do the bottom part first. Just make this slightly more yellow. Do that. I don't know where exactly its arm should be in a situation like this, so I'm just going to say that its arms are above it. Alright, so got that right there. Let's make this brown. Need somewhat of a brown but kind of greenish color. Now I need a true brown here. Do that, a little like that. Not quite. And that's more like it. Right, so let's increase the brush size to about 9, and that should be good. So let's increase it to 20. Because that would make it just easier to do this part. Alright, let's go 5. And then pattern continues, but I'm just going to make it just like this for right now. Even though it's not too realistic, I'm going to just have the colors be kind of like this for the fins. Let's do that for the horns, that color. And gotta say that is a pretty interesting looking creature. I'm not really looking like for like creatures for my series or anything. Like all my creatures have been like well established, and then I just add my own twist to them rather than like fully randomizing everything. But this one, from the vibes it gives me, it looks like it's some kind of like, it fits the same niche as like a mud skipper, where it just goes around like on land sometimes, but mostly on water. And this part kicked up. Alright, anyways. So yeah, that's basically it. So maybe I'll just name this guy the Mud Goblin, because I think that would be interesting. It has a nice little muddy color to it as well. So, Mud Goblin. Right. So let's see. Alright, let's also combine the layers too. Basically done with it here. I don't know if I'm ever gonna do this kind of stream again, but it is a nice little like break from the same old streaming format. Alright, so let's see. Should I do one more or just let it be with just the one? Let's see. One more or let it be. One more, says Hip. Alright. Okay. Should I like randomly generate everything? I meant like all at once, but I didn't hit extra. What's that mean? Alright, breeding gills. That could basically be his neck. So let's just go ahead and clear it. Let's generate another base. Boxfish. That sounds difficult, but let's go for it. Oh, it's literally a box. So this creature is by default gonna look robotic a bit. This is how they look. Here we are. Goodness gracious, the tin has rounded edges. Alright, so this is going to be more difficult. Alright, so first things first. Let's just do something kind of like that. Alright, this mount kind of sticks out like that. Let's just forget all of that and just draw basics, which is just a rectangle. Right, so something like that works. Its mount kind of goes like this, so just gonna have it go kind of like so. There we go. Basically just gonna draw like the box first, just so I can have an idea of what it may look like where I would put everything. So I'm just gonna replace more of the boxfish features over time. Scissor-tailed flycatcher. That's a mouthful and a half. And it doesn't even have what it is in its name title. Alright, so we're gonna have a square bird up in here. That's how it looks. It's a neotropical migrant, famous for its deeply forked up steaming tail. It can span up to 9 inches. Okay. I don't know why I haven't been reading the descriptors of the stuff, but yeah. So I'm just gonna cut that part off. This whole head is basically gonna be there because I don't think it said anything about. Well, it says stuff about noses, but not mouths for some reason. So just gonna do something like that, and like that. And I like having the eyes pop out a little bit, so it's just gonna have that. Alright, so we're gonna do that. That really is how the mount looks on this tin, so that's that. Let's just make it look slightly better. Let's erase this. Looking like an old cartoon. I think it was like, it's looking like Cars actually. Pomeranian mix. Why not? This is gonna be the one. Chimera. Sounds like Chimera, which is like a mix of two other stuff. Actually, multiple stuff. That tin looks so darn cool. Look at that. It's a cartilaginous fish in the order of Carniformes, known informally as ghost shark, ratfish, spookfish, or rabbitfish. All right. What was it that I needed from these guys? Their eyes. That is wonderful. Alright, so gonna get me a whole bunch of pictures of this guy because they look cool. Alright, so let's get rid of this. This is going to be difficult for me because their eyes are dang near perfect circles. So let's just do that. Alright, gotta make the circle yellow, it seems. So let's do that to 2. Alright, the eyes are pretty big, so let's just have it go from up here. Alright, that's pretty good enough for me. Alright, just gonna have this one be smaller because it's going to be like at the other side of his head. I think those are just really dark blue. So I'm just gonna erase those lines right there. I was about to say it would be nice if there was a way to like blur it a bit, but there is a way. So let's just actually get that tool just in case. And I'm just gonna add some shine to their eye anyway, because they look cute. They need some shiny eyes. Nose is an African parrot. Alright. So let's see how. Pretty sure those have bigger beaks. I'm just gonna fuse that one. This beak just works better for this guy. Alright, so on to the next one. Legs. Summertime tiger. It's just a regular tiger. I guess that's their government name. Alright, so it's just gonna do that right there. Based on how I drew it, he's gonna be a biped. I'm not gonna do all of that. Just have some spikes going on here. That's 1 minute. I am back. Alright, may have to change the feet. So let's see what the feet is. The feet of a snake. The corn snake specifically. If I remember correctly, they have stripes as well. Yes, they do. Alright, so I'm actually going to do that. Just make the snakes and feed into snakes. Alright, so that's something. Made snake feet. Alright, so let's go with the tail. Tarsier. If I remember correctly, that's some kind of rodent with some sharp teeth. So let's see what it was. Oh, incorrect. It's some kind of eye looking fella. What is that? Alright, I think they have good looking tails, so let me see. Tail. Yikes. It's not. Alright, so some of them have bushy tails, some of them have regular rat tails. We're gonna go for the bushy one. Oh, you just want to hug it? Look at it. It's cute. Alright, so let's finally get rid of this fishtail right here. Alright, change brush back to tray. Let's see. Right here, like, implies there's some kind of floor, so I guess I'll just do a curve like this. And there's gonna be a nice amount of like fuzz right here, so I don't know why it keeps making a loop. I'm not purposefully doing that. Just trying to make it jagged. Alright, so got that right there. I guess that's fine like that, so just do that because I feel like that would just look better. And I think this is going to be my last creature. Made this one earlier, and I like how the face part of that one looked and the top part. This one looks all kinds of spooky, and I like it. Alright, so alright, so time for the coat of this critter. Oxpecker. That's yet another bird. We got mostly birds just go around. But I'll put it up to a community vote and see if folks would want to see this again. But yeah, it just needs to be the color scheme of an oxpecker, which will be good. It's gonna be kind of used as a color palette. This is how they look. I didn't have to go into double layers for this one, which is good. Alright, so let's just do that. Alright, in a way this is a fin, but it looks like a wing, so that's fine. Alright, so let's just do that. Add a bit of gray to it. That's basically golden like that. Gonna make this all the way gray. By the way, I should tell y'all, I'm actually making a game again. I'm getting into game making. Because I actually made a comment on something saying it sucks that the developers are using like AI to make this GTA remake. And I just found it disgusting that they're using AI and they're that much of a big company where they really don't need to. They can hire proper artists, they could hire proper coders that don't need to rely on that tin the entire time. So yeah, and then someone challenged me to do it, even though I said in the comment I don't know how to code. But that is pretty interesting challenge, so decided to take them up on the offer and try doing it, because why not? I'm not gonna do a remake of the modern one. I'm gonna do a remake of the actual good one, the classic. So I'm just gonna do that. And yeah, that'll be a fun time, a fun little experiment. This guy looks all kinds of messed up. Alright, so let's actually give him more yellow eyes, since this guy has a nice bit of yellow to him. Yellow eyebrows, I mean. That'll be a fun little tin. And let's just see how this tin is. Oh, that's the code. Well, it's gonna be the color today too. And so, for curiosity, let's see what a Procoptodon is, because I'm not gonna recolor it all over again. It's this rat kangaroo looking thing. Alright, anyways. Let's click extra and see what that is. Swirling eyes. No. Alright. This is good. So I can't even tell what this creature could possibly be. But I like this one better. The Mud Goblin. This one is some kind of weird looking tin. I can't even pick a niche where this would be in. So if any of y'all want to name it, that's good for you. I'm gonna head on out now. If you want to say the name quickly, that's fine, but I'm gonna go. So if you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, because I do random art related videos, and this was a random one indeed. Share this with your friends, share this channel with your friends, comment down below, and until next time, this is Invasion Animation, and I am out of here. Goodbye.